I'm sorry.
No, she's talking about.
Oh, this one. So this one first, and then this one's second, and then this one's.
Oh, sorry. No, thank you. Make sure we have one.
Yeah.
They're feel good over there? Or-
Yes, sorry.
Okay. Okay, motion to waive first reading of ordinance O-12-23-3, an ordinance amending the personal handbook for the village of Grant Park, Kankakee County, Illinois. Motion made by Ms. Weedle,
Yes,
second by Ms. Worrell,
yes.
Ms. Bruni.
Yes.
Mr. Detloff. Yes. Mr. Morgan.
Yes.
Like to make a motion to pass ordinance number O-12-23-3 and ordinance amending the personnel handbook for the village of Grant Park, Kankakee County, Illinois. I'll second.
A motion to approve second reading of ordinance O-12-23-3, amending the personal handbook for the village of Grant Park, Kankakee County, Illinois. Motion by Ms. Weedle,
Yes.
second by Ms. Bruni.
Yes.
Mr. Detloff. Yes. Mr. Morgan.
Yes.
And Ms. Worrell.
Yes.
Did you purposely overlook the amendment? of the
That
village
was,
personnel?
so that was included as an accident, that was an additional line, that was, we separated into the two ordinances. So that the amendment of the village personnel policy, the police department personnel policy, that should have actually been removed from the agenda because there's no item for that.
Okay,
It's, we separated into the two ordinances, and we just.
So yes, to answer your question.
got it.
Got it.
Okay.
Can I go ahead and waive the following, the next one with the police department?
Yes, that's the next one.
Right, okay. I have a first reading on ordinance number O-12-23-4, an ordinance amending the police department benefit policy for the village of Grant Park, Kankakee County, Illinois. I'd like to waive the first reading. I'll second.
I'm sorry, what was that? Word number again, please?
O-12-23-4.
Thank you. Okay, motion to approve, waive first reading of ordinance O-12-23-4, amending the police department benefit policy for the village of Grant Park, Kankakee County, Illinois. Motion by Ms. Weedle,
Yes.
seconded by Ms. Bruni.
Yes.
Mr. Detloff. Yes. Mr. Morgan.
Yes.
Ms. Worrell.
Yes. I'd like to make a motion to pass ordinance number O-12-23-4, an ordinance amending the police department benefit policy for the village of Grant Park, Kankakee County, Illinois. I'll second.
Motion to approve second reading ordinance O-12-23-4, an ordinance amending the police department benefit policy for the village of Grant Park, Kankakee County, Illinois. Motion made by Ms. Weedle,
Yes.
seconded by Ms. Bruni.
Yes.
Mr. Detloff. Yes. Mr. Morgan.
Yes.
Ms. Worrell.
Yes. I'd like to make a motion to pass ordinance number O-11-23-2, an ordinance regarding the Illinois Paid Leave for All Workers Act for the village of Grant Park.
Motion to approve second reading ordinance O-11-23-2, second reading on the Illinois paid leave ordinance. Motion made by Ms. Weedle,
Yes.
seconded by Ms. Worrell,
Yes.
Ms. Bruni,
Yes.
Mr. Detloff. Yes. Mr. Morgan.
Yes.
And that is all I have. Thank you.
Thank
That was quite a bit,
yeah, appreciate it. All right, so the only one we have carrying over, this for, if you weren't paying attention, is the sales of the property, right?
Yes,
No.
that's the only one.
Yes,
For next meeting.
yes.
One behind the page. Okay, streets and alleys, Ben, you wanna go ahead and,
Steve asked if I can remind everybody that, Christmas lights will be going up this week. They're gonna pick up the truck from Moments, probably Wednesday, Thursday. And leaf pickup will cease this week. They're gonna get ready for, we're gonna get the truck prepped. So that's the only thing he'd like me to mention this evening.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Finance committee, Mr. Gary Morgan.
Yeah, just to let you know, we're having a problem with our audit. The auditors say we have $300,000 more than we're supposed to have, which is better than the other way around. So, they insist that we review our trial balance statements to determine why this is happening. And I'm not an accountant, but when I looked through it, I suggested that $220,000 in accrual liability was probably something that wasn't right, because we're modified cash basis in our account. They looked at me like I suggested the moon was made of blue cheese. Green cheese. Anyway, Joe has looked at the various trial balances line by line, which is over 250 lines. And he could only find maybe $5,000 or $10,000 in possible changes, which apparently is normal in trial balances. Anyway, he's arranging a meeting with the auditors to present a spreadsheet or PowerPoint presentation on this. And I plan to attend with him later this week. We haven't actually set the date, but it should be Wednesday or Thursday.
What was the amount we're over, or they show that we're over?
They think we have $300,000 more money than we are supposed to. So that's better than not having 300,000 that we're supposed to.
Maybe,
All right.
let's hope.
So anyway, I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of it soon. In other financial news, the federal SAM, which is the System of Award Management, is set to expire for the village on December 6th. But we've answered all their accounting and processing questions, verified all our government identifying numbers. We submitted it and they accepted our submission last week. All the federal agencies had to say okay, and they have, so we're up to date on that. The Illinois Data, GATA, Grant Accountability and Transparency Act, those questions will be completely up to date by the end of the next couple of weeks, except that we also have to post pages from the audit on that, so those won't go in. They actually have like 6 sections of some 100 questions about how we prevent fraud with our financial system, while paying off all of our vendors and employees. So we're mostly up to date with data, and there's no deadline on that. We just have to have it done in the next couple of months. We should have it done this month, except for, like I said, the audit. Our next financial project is basically establishing a revenue budget for the next fiscal year. We usually do that in January, mid to late January. Usually Carl, Jamie, and I do it, but last year we had a couple other trustees. So I think we'll make it a regular committee meeting and post an agenda. That way trustees can come and participate, or really even the public could come and participate if they chose to. So probably the next meeting or the first meeting in January, we'll actually set that date and time, which will start, like I said, with the finances for the next fiscal year.
Okay,
That's
we
all.
can probably do that before a meeting, right? Like at 5:30 and then go right into a meeting.
You know, that
Maybe.
might work.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Community outreach, Mr. Ben Detloff.
I've been working with Miss World, and I spoke to Gary. We have donations coming in that are looking good, since we've only really put letters out less than a month ago, so things are looking on the bright side right now. We have most of the things in place. We're just trying to fine tune the last few items.
Okay.
And that's basically all I have for tonight, man. Thank you.
And we've signed your Illinois liquor license.
You do. I have all the paperwork, and I will turn it in with Gary in the morning.
Thank you. We did have our tree lighting. We did have our tree lighting on Friday night. It was wet, but actually quite a few people came out. Santa did arrive on a fire truck, which was really cool. We did have a couple electrical glitches with the tree, but I think we're working on it.
It's lit up pretty much tonight. We put another ring of lights on so we can find out what's wrong with the
Okay.
line that we shorted out. We had JB and a couple other people helped out fixing that.
Yes.
Well, I think that night with the rain, we were lucky we had lights at all.
I know.
Because
It was,
it's
Right.
really hard to work on electrical with the rain
With
coming down.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it was.
yeah, but even, I mean, I was just happy that we had about probably 50 people.
Oh, yeah. we had a lot of
50-ish people
more
around there.
If-
Yeah, it was hard to
With the
tell.
weather the way it was,
Yeah.
the kids had a blast.
Yeah, they did.
When the fire truck pulled up and Santa came out the
Yeah,
door,
they were
that was
like,
well worth it.
yeah, they were like, oh my gosh, Santa's here. So it was a great time, honestly. We just got a little late, that's it, so. Buildings and Grounds Committee, Miss Robin Moon. I have nothing for tonight. Thank you, ma'am. Law Enforcement Chairwoman, Miss Morgan Worrell.
I have two things. I have our October and November police handled calls. I'll start with October. The police handled a total of 101 calls for the month of October 2023. Here's a summary of calls of service. Assisting other agencies such as Moment State Police and County, 28. Accidents, 8. Ambulance calls, 22. Domestic disturbances, 5. Disorderly conduct, 9. Mental cases, 11, and suspicious person or vehicle, 4. Here's November 2023. Summary of calls for service. Assisting other agencies, 21. Accidents, 5. Ambulance calls, 26. Domestic disturbances, 7. Disorderly conduct, 11. Mental cases, 14, and suspicious person or vehicle, 3. That's all I have. Do you have anything else?
The only thing I'll add to that, a lot of our ambulance calls, I was talking to the fire department and it appears our one person from town contributes to over 50% of our ambulance calls and almost 100% of our mental health calls.
Mhm.
So we're trying to work with the hospitals to do something about that, but in that, it's, the person's not volunteering to have help, it's difficult.
Yes.
Chief, what's considered mental cases?
We have a couple of people in town that have issues regularly. I mean, sometimes unfortunately, almost daily, where they're not taking medication that you be taking. They roam around, they end up, most of them are at shell or at their house where they're having mental health crisis, as that's what we define it. So unfortunately, our only alternative is to have the fire department come out, transport them to the hospital. Unfortunately, that's usually pretty much a revolving door. They're back usually the next day or the day after. And unfortunately, these people who have these issues don't normally take their medication. So they go to the hospital, and when they get home, they don't take them again, and it's just reoccurring. Unfortunately, it's more of trouble for the fire department, and that our ambulance wastes an enormous amount of time transporting this person to Kankakee. And, but that's unfortunately, till our mental health system gets repaired, we just have to deal with that.
So they get them to the hospital and they just ship them right back out and it's.
Usually a day or so.
It's happening over and over.
Yes, yes.
And legally, you can't do anything because they haven't broken the law.
No, and they don't reach the bar that is dangerous to themselves or others to where we can do an involuntary admit. But, so it's just, they're just having problems. And it just occurs, like I say, practically daily, at least 2 or 3 times a week.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was it for you guys? Yes. I'm gonna ask you something. Okay. Okay, for myself, I have a resident pointed out to me that I guess ComEd is not giving us enough power, or they'll sometimes, I'm sorry, let me find the text message. Cause, there was info sent with it. So when your lights are flickering, that's because we are on a low voltage. They're giving us low voltage for whatever reason. And they'll do it until enough people complain. So, this person gave me the 1-800 number for any time that happens. The more calls that they get, the better. It is 1-800-334-7661. And it's anytime you notice that your lights may be flickering or you're having, you can tell when it's low because everything kind of dims for a while and whatnot. If people don't call and let them know that's happening, I guess they just keep doing it. So the more people call and say, hey, this is happening to us, can we get this to stop? We'll get full power back. But I guess it's something they kind of sneak behind so people don't,
Is there a reason why they do it? Do they?
because they can.
I mean, they route the power
Yeah.
to another community that needs more, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'll get more information on it. I just know she wanted to let people know that, this low voltage comes so that, it's considered an ICC complaint when you call to make this complaint. And then the lights will come back on full power. I'll get more information. I just wanted to get it out there as soon as possible, just because I know people are gonna be using like the space heaters, Christmas lights, all this stuff. I will definitely get more information before the next meeting, but I wanted to get the number out there in case anyone is getting just as annoyed as other people. They can call that number and make an ICC complaint. And see if we can get this to stop happening.
I'm really glad you said something. I kind of just thought like my little table light, which is.
Right?
Maybe I changed it twice.
Sometimes I'm like, man, the shrimp, like,
Yeah.
where are the lights?
I'm glad
Yeah,
it's not just me.
yeah, so anyone who would like to call and make that complaint on their behalf can, that's number and info, but I will get more info. She just texted me this real quick so that I can get it out there. Like I said, so people can start calling if it is getting too much, so. On the next thing, we have, ever since I've lived here, we've had an issue with cats over here on the west side of town. Feral cats, people feed them, which is fine, but they reproduce. Cats reproduce as much as they want to. So I have been working for the past year with one of our residents who lives in the country. And she has connections with a clinic so that we can possibly start getting some of these cats trapped, fixed at a low cost rate, and then release them back to where they're supposed to be. Or if anyone wants to adopt any, we will also post it there. But returning them back is better because something to do with animal, something. Yeah, they keep the mice and stuff out. Plus, Kankakee County is a kill shelter. I just found that out not too long ago. So any animals that unfortunately go there and don't get adopted within a certain amount of time, they do unfortunately kill them. So, I just wanted to put that out there to let people know that I have been working on this. I do get complaints daily about cats and feral cats over there. So this is the solution that I think will work best. A lot of the funds for the spaying will come donated. I did say that I would discuss with trustees and residents. If for some reason we did have to maybe fund a couple of them, it would be less than probably $100 or $200, but I would never do that without getting approval from everyone first. And then also with pets, we are planning a shot clinic for any residents in town or in the country. We're organizing that so that anyone who may need like rabies shots or anything for their animals, but just it's expensive to have animals, but animals are good for our mental health. So anyone, we're gonna have that set up probably in early spring, just have a shot clinic, have people sign up. I think we're gonna limit it to like 100 residents and then have people sign up who need to have, shots for their animals. So that'll be in the works. If anyone has any, yes, sir.
On the cat, we have a agreement with County Animal Control. It does not cover cats.
Right, that
As we
was
found out,
the other
we had
issue.
some issues in town. I think it's all over town, but.
But it is, but
And, we got them out to trap them and it cost us.
It
We had to
does.
pay extra for it, so
it does, so that's why I wanna work, I'm working with these two ladies, one is in Momence, or actually Vermont, one is in Grant Park. Where we would do all the work, we're gonna trap them, get them to get fixed, and then re-release them once they can be released. Because you don't wanna not have any cats, but you also don't wanna have 1,000 cats, so.
Who's doing the tracking?
Well, I will be helping, but it's local rescue out in the country out here. So, Anyone who would want to volunteer and help, that's more than welcome, but those are a couple things that I've been working on in the background, just to let everyone know that.
If anybody's interested in volunteering, do they contact you or Village Hall or?
Yeah, I mean, anyone, if they want to email me, or if anyone has my number, they can call me or call the Village Hall.
Okay.
Interested, and I'll get their info so that, they can help with the shop clinic or trapping or donations, whatever anyone wants to do, so. Yeah. Any other questions on that?
Sounds good.
Okay. With that being said, we have a motion. I have no other action. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Oh, whoa, okay.
Now your second, let's hear it.
All in favor to adjourn?
Aye.
Thank you, this meeting is adjourned.
Yeah. I always. Mine never rare.
Scott, do you need copies of any of these?
I probably need to sign some of them, because she wants to get some of them going right away.
Yeah, I have these right here, ready for you to sign.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.